Hey guys, what's going on? It's Steph here. Hope you've been well. I know I have. So as some of you may recall, from 2 weeks ago, I did make an announcement that I was going to skip last week's video, which is exactly what I did. We didn't actually end up traveling because our plans got canceled at the last second, but you know what? This gave me a great break and it was much needed. Now, even though I've only been doing this for about 1.5 years in regards to the YouTube videos, I have experienced some burnout, and I know that that can happen with a lot of content creators, so I am not the first, definitely won't be the last. It'll probably happen again where I will need breaks. So that felt really good, and not only that, I also had plenty of time to shoot a lot more videos, to the tune of like 5 or 6 more videos, which really beefed up my content, which is great because I need a good backlog to prepare for winter, which might be kind of nasty this year. So you can look forward to some excellent videos coming up because I have gotten over some incredible finds recently and I'm really excited to share them with you. But as for the here and now, in this week's video, I returned to a site that I've been to a few times before, but haven't really had the chance to tickle too much. The site is 40 acres. You can't possibly touch that or even scratch the surface of it within just a few visits. The goal was to simply find a place I hadn't swung over before, and with 40 acres, that wasn't difficult. I chose to grid a particular part of the hayfield, and that paid off in dividends. I found relics and coins dating anywhere from the 1700s all the way up to the early 1900s. There's always a lot of variety here, and I always find something awesome. So with that said, before we get started, as always, if you need anything metal detecting related at all, any type of gear, don't go anywhere else. Shoot me an email at stefdigs@gmail.com and I can hook you up with a deal on just about anything. All right, let's hop in. Okay, so the first kind of sort of decent, interesting target. This isn't terribly interesting, but I'm going to show it just in case it ends up being something interesting. It was a 17 on the Equinox, and it's a piece of thin brass that had some square nails through it at one point. Still is one of them. And I have no idea. Doesn't seem like it's got any sort of design on it. I feel like this would have been rounded at some point, but I've got no idea. Help is appreciated. Alright, now I've got something pretty awesome. I looked at it very briefly. I didn't really look at the design, but there's a 2-piece button right here. And I think there's an animal on the front, which means this is probably a sportsman's button. Yeah, oh, that's so cool. It's a camel. That's awesome. All right, let me brush this off. You know what? It's funny. I've only ever dug 2 sportsman buttons. These are about 1850s, and they were well before the channel ever came out. So, it's been a long time since I've dug one of these. They're one of my favorite things to dig. All right, I'm going to brush it up now. Take a look at that. All right, so brushing it off didn't really help matters much. In fact, some of the patina chipped off very easily. So I'm probably going to clean this by soaking it in hydrogen peroxide. At least I think so. But man, that is so cool. I can't read the back mark yet. I'm sure I'll be able to by the time this video drops. That's awesome. And you know what? I feel like the camel is actually one of the more... woo! Great job, Steph. Did I pick it up? No. Dropped it right back in the hole. I think... So much for brushing it off, right? I think the camel is actually one of the more common ones, which is interesting. The other ones I've dug were a rabbit and a greyhound, like a hunting dog. But that is cool. That makes my day right off the bat. Okay, back with you on the next. Okay, I truthfully have no idea what this is, and I know you can't see it from here. I'll get you down in the hole. There's like this octagon-shaped thing at the bottom, and it was ringing up at 21, 23, 26, kind of all over the place, but solid enough for me to go for it. And I did pull some square nails out of the hole, so I'm hoping this is old and not junk. Let's see. Oh, what the hell is that? Is this really just a washer? It's not an altered large cent or something? Actually, you know what? That could be an altered large cent because they would have pounded on it. Let me, I'm going to brush that off real quick. Well, I'd love to lie to you and say that this was a large cent made into a washer, but I don't think that's the case. I don't really know, though. I'm going to clean that up when I get home. If I find out something different, I'll let you know. But otherwise, at least it's a good sign for high conductors, and that's some pretty old patina, so that's at least 1800s. I know, I'm making a big to-do about a washer. I guess I should get moving on now. Well, I just got my next good target. It was about a 19 or 20, and I see just a round edge here. I'm gonna pull it out. Oh, it looks like I whacked it. I think. Anyway, I can feel the shank. It's a button. Nice big Colonial coat button. I like it. And I wish I hadn't whacked it. I can't believe I did that. You know what? Yeah, I just grazed it. Well, at least I only grazed it, and it's not like a George Washington or something. So that's the bright side. And then it'll darken back up with time. I hope. Anyway. All right. Awesome. Very encouraging. Okay, so I just opened up the plug here. I got a solid 17 signal. There's a lot of iron around it, so I thought maybe it was falsing on iron, but I have something round. And oh, I thought this was going to be a coin. I thought it was going to be an Indian or something. But I feel the back, which is open. That's is this a two-piece button or a one-piece? It's a button of some kind, in case I haven't said that. I don't think I have. I don't know. Oh, hey, either way, that's a very cool find. All right, we'll keep going. Okay, so one quick thing before I get to the item in the hole, which is big, round, and green. I think it's a button. It's way too big to be a copper, but in any case, I want to address this disgusting plug. We're in a drought right now. We haven't had rain in a couple of weeks, and we're not going to have rain for at least another week or two, probably. Worst drought that I've seen in a long time. So I want to make a note that this is a hay field. This is not someone's yard. If you're having a drought, you should never be detecting in someone's yard because you're going to leave plugs like this. Well, not with the hole open, but it's impossible to make it pretty because there's just no wetness to that. So anyway, on to the object here. Very, very, very deep hit under a bunch of rocks. And I don't, oh, yeah, you can see it. It's right in the middle of the frame. Hello. Looks like a big, big button. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's what I call a dandy button. Holy crap. Whoa. You know what I'm looking for on here. I don't think there's anything on the front, but just in case, I'm going to brush that off real quick and come right back. I don't think there's anything on the front, but hey, with one this size, I'm not going to play around. Ooh, this makes up for the one I dinged earlier. Yay. Awesome. And really quick before we move on, I did just brush this off with a toothbrush. There's absolutely nothing on it. So as much as I want it to be another GW, it's not. But it is an amazingly huge dandy button. I love that. I'll take that all day long. Alright, well I just got a super loud, obnoxious 19 signal. I thought it was going to be junk because it sounded so huge. And it is pretty huge. We have a mangled pewter spoon. I thought I saw a design on the back, yep. That's probably early 1800s. Somewhere around there. Wow, it's turning into a very good day. Very pleased so far. I guess I'll check the holes, see if there's any more pieces, but it's pretty smashed up, so. Alright, be back with you soon. Well, Nick called this one. I knew she was going to do this to me today. So Nick's not here, obviously, solo hunt. And she told me I'd find a mercury dime today. Because I said I was going to go find silver. She wasn't wrong. I already pulled it out real quick to look at it. It's a dirty, dirty, dirty one. But there she is. And I'm going to spray that off so we can get a date, because that looks like it might be a nice, pretty good looking one. Alright, I cannot believe Nick called that. I'm going to have to send her a picture of this first. Well, that's some interesting toning. It looks like this may have actually been in a fire, judging from the back. Hard to say, but it's actually in beautiful shape. Considering. And it looks like it's 1920 on the nose. If not, obviously I'll have a picture on the screen with the date, but hey. Okay, so pretty deep down in there, maybe 6 to 8 inches, I got a solid 16 signal. Pulled out a bunch of nails from the hole, so it took me a little while to find it. And it looks like we've got a button. Yep. Big, beautiful shank. And do we have anything on the front? That's always the question. And I think that's just plain. And look, I made a friend. Where'd he go? I had an ant on me. Anyway, hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm having a good day out here. There's my ant buddy. Just wanted to appreciate this for a second. I kind of turned off the camera too quick. And it's got a pretty nice back mark. So I would place this anywhere from like 1820s, 1830s probably on the outside. Anyway, just sometimes I like to stop and appreciate my finds, especially on a beautiful day like this. Well, I don't know if I have anything metallic yet, but I just flipped the whole, just the dirt over, and I said, whoa! Look at this massive piece of pottery. Holy crap. That's insane. That's like earthen redware. It's probably Colonial. That's not, well, I don't know about that, because it looks like a screw up there, or an impression of one. But holy wow. Anyway, the signal I'm getting down there is pretty deep. Very bouncy, 20s and iron mixed in. Wouldn't it be cool if it were some kind of cache and that's what this was holding? I doubt it, but you never know. So there you have it. That's the hunt for this week, and I'm pretty pleased with everything I found. That dandy really is absolutely massive. I can't wait to show you in the wrap up. I was stoked to find a sportsman button because I haven't found one in, I don't know, 2 years. And to end the day with a little silver is always a plus. And before we hop into the wrap up, as always, if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you liked this video. On to the wrap up. Okay, so nice healthy spread for a little afternoon hunt. I got to the stuff I didn't film, just a couple pieces here. This really heavily impacted bullet. I think it's on the older side, but I just like saving these from time to time. Just these mushroom bullets, as we call them. This thing, it's got to be some kind of horse tack. It's a brass ring. It rang up like a 27-28. I thought it was going to be a coin all day long. Big copper, and no, that's not what it was. This is the first piece in the video. I don't know what this is. Like I said, I just kind of like kept it in case it's something interesting. It fell apart in my bag, so it's no longer one piece. I don't know. I would assume this went around something. Maybe part of a handle to something. I've got no idea. I'm talking out of my butt. I don't know. Let's get to some of the buttons we found. So this is the top of that 2-piece button. It was kind of towards the end of the video, and I cleaned it up a little bit with some lemon juice. You can see there's gold gilt on the inside. Nothing on the front, but this does, to me, substantiate that it is a button, just missing the shank there and the back piece. So that's kind of cool. This is that button that I dinged, and you can still see it there if I'm really shining it in the sunlight, but if not, it doesn't look too bad. And what I did was I cleaned it up with the brass brush, and then I used some Renaissance wax, pretty heavy application, and it's kind of, well, I guess it's camouflaging that. Whatever. It's the best I could do. It happens. What are you going to do? Let's see here, that camel button, which was really cool. There was some debate online as to whether this was a camel core button. Camel core was a very small experiment during the Civil War to see if camels would serve as better animals to use for transportation in the Civil War. It didn't last very long. It failed. But in any case, so that's not what this is. For anyone who's going to comment, oh my god, it's a camel core button. No, that's already been disproven. So in any case, this cleaned up really well. I did not use hydrogen peroxide as I had said I was planning to in the video. I actually used the Andre's steel wool pencil, and the results were very good. So pretty happy with that. Let's see. Our huge dandy button here. This is like my biggest one I've ever found. I think it's about 37 millimeters. Most GWs are 35 millimeters, and you guys all know, well, at least detectorists do that hunt in the Northeast, that the GWs are huge buttons, huge dandies. So this thing is massive. I thought I was digging up a bridal rosette when I first plucked it out. So it's kind of cool. I haven't seen this before in a dandy. You can see that there's actually a cast line right there. So that was neat. And again, I also cleaned this one with the brass brush because the nice powdery green patina wasn't really patina at all since it flaked off immediately when I got home. it happens. Let's see here. Our little early 1800s flat button. It says standard color on the bottom, and you can't really see it, but it says London at the top. Little bow underneath there. So that was a nice find. Nothing on the front, and again, also used the brass brush on this. Let's see. I would love for this to be a repurposed copper, but I just don't think it is. I don't know why it's cut all along the edges, though. If somebody can give me some insight into that, that would be great. If you have any clue at all, yeah, I sat this in hydrogen peroxide for a couple of hours, hoping something would pop through, but no such luck, so I don't know what it is. Any help, besides the obvious, that someone turned it into a washer, but what's with the cuts along the edge? Let me know. I'm very curious if anyone has an idea. The pewter spoon, I did find one more piece in the hole that I didn't film, but this pewter spoon, which has not been preserved yet, I really need to get around to that, is probably like a late 1700s to early 1800s, based on this design here in the back. And it's definitely seen better days. It's not one of my nicer ones, but I'll take it. They're always fun to find. Our huge piece of redware. I don't know if this is actually just more of a reproduction or what. I don't know. Like I was saying in the video, this little impression here of like a screw top is throwing me off. So I don't know. I have no idea. Anything I'm reading online is just saying, 1700s, 1800s, but there are certain modern variations of this as well, so I've got no clue, and it was only about a few inches in the ground. Not that that means much, but, because this was actually old farmland for many, many, many years, so there's no telling where that came from, how old it is. I don't know. Wish I could narrow down the date range, but I can't. And, of course, our little silver here, which I cleaned up a little bit because that black that was on there, which I still left a little bit on there because I thought, looked pretty cool, was from some fire damage. Let's see if the fire damage is going to show a little bit better on the back. A little bit up there. You can tell when a coin has been in a fire because it'll usually have some bubbling on it. And that is the case with this, but unfortunately it's not really showing up on camera very well. Either way, beautiful little Merc, and without a doubt, very nice hunt. So I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. Remember, get out there, save what you can, do what you love. We'll see you next week.